Hello everyone, my name is Cap, I'm the founder of SWTCW, and today I'm going to be going over everything you can find in the newest update, SWTCW 2.0. So this is the deep dive for that update, and it is a big day with lots of news to go over, and I seriously mean that. This video is going to be stacked as there's a lot going on, so make sure to listen carefully. So without that being said, let's get started. Firstly, we will be publishing this new era of the server under a new room. We are doing this so that we have a fresh room to work with that truly represents the new era that we are starting here within the server, meaning we have a fresh sheet of subrooms to work with, minimizing bugs and giving us the smoothest performance that we could possibly do as we try to push the limits of Rec Room, as we had so much in the last server causing performance issues all the way around. So we hope the new room will bring lots of new opportunities and we'll be able to gain a lot of momentum off it with it being a new room. So hopefully we can take advantage of it, reach new heights in our growth that we have not seen since the start of GRRP, as all Rec Rooms do best when they are new, and this is nothing new to us. This is just facts based on how our previous experiences have gone and how the algorithm within Rec Room works. So hopefully we can take advantage of that and get some good boosts and hopefully grow the server out with all the changes we're making. So it is a very exciting time for the server, and having this new room will benefit us loads and get lots of new attraction, so prepare to be welcoming to those who will be joining at fast rates. We'll also be doing lots of promotion on the new server, allowing us to become even bigger, making the more server alive and enjoyable. We've chosen the release date of Wednesday, allowing us to get a head start ahead of ourselves, so we can prepare everyone throughout the week, and then as the weekend comes we can have a lot of players joining in and we can just start training them in as we would have already learned everything. It's a fun strategy that we've planned here with all these updates, and we are excited to see it go into effect. So we are excited, and we will see you over at the new server. The new server's name will be posted in announcements, and there will also be a door on the old one that will take you to it for those who cannot find it or want a quick way to find it. So we'll see you there. I would like to introduce you all to the capital of the Republic, Coruscant. This is a map that will be the starting map on the server from now on and will be the central home for all of the Republic's operations. Regimental maps will still exist, however most day-to-day operations will consist on this base, and it will exist as a base anyone can station themselves on. We hope this allows for more collaboration in the server as well as activity. This will allow players to connect like never before, allowing the server to become more enjoyable and also making everyone feel like they have more of a purpose to play, and by offering more ways for people to play. By having a joint map, it will help us achieve our long-term goals of expanding the server, as ultimately down the line, if we are thinking big and we want to have loads of instances of the server, so by aiming towards that will allow us to have more chance at growth and expansion for the server. In order to create this map, we have pushed the limits of Rec Room to try and make it as interactive and special as possible. This map features many cool things such as different rooms, for example the prison, a power generator room. If this thing gets to 0, the whole base's power is out. A security room, specifically designed for Doom units so they can watch out for incoming raids as well as pass forward knowledge to shock troopers next door of potential rule breaches. The security room also comes with a special raid button that activates security defences such as turrets. The gate room for letting people inside of the base. A speech area, aka PTS lines for gatherings and announcements. The hangar so that you can explore the galaxy and go to your associated planets if you wish. The armory where you can get guns from that fella over there. And the armory for all sorts of different weapons. And a command room in the form of the iconic Supreme Chancellor room. It is a truly special map, and we hope that it will enhance the gameplay of the server, making us take a huge step forward in how revolutionary our game is. This, on top of being on a new room, will truly help us push ourselves We hope the joint map will make the game more alive and enjoyable for people, giving them a space where each individual has a purpose to make the server a much better place to play. By having this joint map, it will also give us less pressure on filling up maps, allowing us to put into our focus more gaming changes, such as the Separatist Side. With the joint map being introduced, we wanted to make sure that every regiment had some sort of purpose to serve on the map as well as on the wider image of the server, so we will be changing some of the purposes in order to make them adapt to the changes. 104th I will not touch on as that is for later in the video. On top of being reserves, 501st will have the purpose of special weaponry, giving them access to extra special weapons. Shock will keep the purpose of enforcement, with them having a big job to play in enforcing the rules on this map. And Doom are going to carry on being raid response. However, now they've got some tools to help them in defeating these raids with ease. Also, by the way, I just want to throw a little joke out there because I find it funny. Doom are literally playing Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. Like, they've got a camera here where they like flicker through all the different rooms, and then behind them they've got the power. Like, this is literally Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. Like, the door, the power, the cameras. Anyways, I'm just gonna move on. It has been over 400 days since the 41st was taken from the server, and now it is time for its return. We understand the 41st is a very popular and highly demanded regiment, so we are excited to finally deliver this news to the community that they will be back for good and replacing the 104th. This means the 104th will be removed from the server in a time where the 104th wasn't considered amazing, and we think this regiment could benefit a lot from the name change, putting it back on track on where it needs to be. This regiment's purpose will be special operations, meaning that they will be overseeing training, they will be doing infiltration and guarding. So, will you be joining the 41st on its comeback tour? Now, if you want to talk about big updates, from this day forward, I want to start acknowledging the Separatist Alliance as a side rather than a regiment. We believe by doing this, it will give the Separatists more freedom and will give them a better image, allowing them to unleash their creative potential in creating the bad guys we have always wanted them to be. However, the Separatist side will be something that we continue to build on over time rather than dumping it all at once. If we were to introduce loads of Separatist regiments from the get-go, it would cause a lot of pressure on the server, making everything chaotic. So we are going to be taking this process step by step by not releasing all the changes now and most of them later, as if you had all these players getting used to all the new changes in today's update as well as the fully fledged Separatist side, it's just going to be too much. For now, the Separatists will stay as one regiment, but will start to act like a bit of their own side, and on top of that we're going to start introducing some changes to how raids work, giving Separatists a more fearful image and also giving them more freedom. The plans to expand into the Separatist side are going to be going into effect soon, and they are already a work in progress, and that plan will be creating a Geonosis map that will act as their Coruscant and their joint map, which will be released sometime in the future. It will have all the features Coruscant has, and it will act as obviously their joint map. So until then, they're going to be stationed here on Sereno, which has been highly requested by the community, so bringing it back with some balance changes after feedback we received from its one in the server previously. So with that being said, you now know our plans to create a fully fledged Separatist side, which should be out in the future. So the future of the Separatists is very exciting, and we will make sure to keep you up to date on how progress is going with the expansion of the Separatist side. Now, some of the leadership ranks within the server will be changing, so with us wanting to add a Separatist side, Count Dooku will be the highest rank in the Separatists, while Yoda is the highest rank of the Republic. Then, on top of them both will be the rank of Palpatine, who will be the overall highest of the server, serving as the overseer between the two sides. With that, Master of the Order will become a Jedi rank, and it will be the rank for whoever is leading the Jedi Order that is, you know, on par with the council, and then General Grievous will be a council rank of a Separatist 2. So it goes Yoda, Dooku, Palpatine. That's how the ranking goes for the leadership. The way ranks work within the server will be changing a lot with this update. We understand that how ranking works on the server is something held special to everyone, so we have put all factors into consideration when deciding how we want to change ranking up within the server. We think it's very important that people have a clear goal in front of them on how to rank up and what they have to do to rank up, which encourages activity and training from the player, allowing ultimately more engagement in the room, boosting the whole server as a whole, making a stronger community. So with that being said, we've come to the decision to add some sort of XP system in the server, but from private to first lieutenant, as at these ranks, most of the work you'll be doing on the server will be training and simply playing. So by having XP, it will allow us to have clear goals to those players, and it will allow us to easily reward them for playing and training, especially if their high command team isn't always active, or their request ranks or activity logs aren't always being put in. We understand that once you hit the low command stage though, the server becomes more serious, which is why from that stage you'll get your ranks hand given to you, allowing regiments to build their leadership how they want. We understand this may come across as quite a controversial change to some of you, and believe me, it was considered very carefully, but after careful evaluation and after looking at the results of the survey, we explored the idea greatly, making us understand it is the right step to take, and we saw 65% of players based on the survey open to exploring the idea of XP. Trust me when I say it is the best way to put the server a step forward at this time, and if we want to build a better game, then we need to set clear goals for players and encourage training and activity, ultimately growing us as a server. So by having XP, it will only make the server thrive and will give us the benefits that Rec Room offers in its current algorithm, so that we don't get left behind. So just to make it clear, XP will not be purchasable and will only be up to low command. There will be a channel in Discord saying how much XP you need to rank up, and players will earn XP at a rate of 1 per minute, and they also earn extra XP by doing tasks and by being on gate duty. I'm pretty sure you earn a 1.25 boost for being on gate duty, and there's a task you can do down there every few minutes that gives you a bit of a boost, and then you earn a whopping 20 XP every time you train someone. So you can kind of see here how this is going to help the server, because we're going to have people training and playing, which is ultimately going to determine how much they progress through the first half of ranks on the server. So this is really a smart change, so I just want you to accept that. I don't want you to be scared based on how other servers do it, because like I said, this is something we've thought about carefully. We're not making it pay to win or anything like that. It's just for the sake of offering rewards for more play time and encouraging more training, which is a serious problem as it is. So this will help the server, and you need to really trust me on that. Also, people can still give out rank ups and demotions and untrain people no matter what. So with this, we've found the perfect balance in between what makes our server special and what helps us thrive as a server and community, making this change so important moving forward. So in order for the whole aspect of XP to work fully, we've decided to make some changes to how the training process works in the server to make the server more accessible and able to grow. We'll be reaching this goal by scrapping training as a purpose, and instead the 41st will get the purpose of special operations, like I said, so they'll still oversee the training. However, training is too important to be a purpose, so everyone will be able to participate in being a trainer once they reach the rank of sergeant. So anyone can train once they reach the rank of sergeant, and it's clear over the past few months a lot of people haven't been trained, so we want to make sure everyone can train so the server gets the boost it needs. So like I said, it's too important for it to be restricted to a small group of people. It's been a goal for us to add encouragement for training for a long time, so hopefully this is our way of finally making training an effective process within the server that is strongly encouraged. Another thing we're going to be changing about training is that the server is officially going to be getting NPCs. I'm joking. What it's actually called is shinies. We are adding something new to the server called shinies, and a shiny is someone who is a standard clone who is not in any regiment. So in a more familiar term, it could be called a starter regiment, except it's not a regiment, it's just a bunch of people who are not in a regiment. The shinies are people who are standard clones, not in any regiment, and they can only be stationed on the joint map. Whenever someone is trained into the server, they will be trained as a shiny, and then they will have to go to the Discord to try out for a regiment of their choice. This means that people will have the chance to learn how the server works before they have to learn how regiments work, also allowing them to get a taste for what regiment they want to join. Plus, if people were to get placed into a regiment straight away, then there would be people doing certain tasks who have no idea what they were doing. Also, this gives regiments more control and freedom in how they design their tryouts and who they accept into their regiments, allowing them to fully prepare players for what happens within that regiment. As imagine how insane it would be to just have a random new player join, learning the server for the first time, and he's already placed in shock, jailing people. Like, you don't want to go for that, do you? And it doesn't stop there. Continuing from the idea of shinies, people will be able to join the server without having Discord, and we believe this is the right thing we do in order to expand the game, make it more accessible, and to allow it to reach its full potential in the Rec Room environment. However, there is a twist. People will not be able to join a regiment unless they have Discord, so people who will not have a Discord will forever stay in the shiny regiment, meaning they are a standard trooper of the joint map who can get to first lieutenant at the highest. By doing this, we are making the server more accessible, allowing it to reach more heights. So, I already hear you raising the question. How do you know someone's rank if they don't have Discord? Players will have their ranks above their head from now on, and their rank colour will be their regiment. So let's say if someone is a specialist and they're in shock, and above them it will say specialist in red. Or let's say if someone is a specialist and they're shiny, then it will say specialist in white. So we're happy to open our doors to more players, expanding the server, making it bigger. Like, you can kind of see now how all these changes are kind of linking together to create something massive. Like, this has got so much potential. So next, I want to touch a little bit about the rules and punishment system in the server bit, as we want to like make it more fair and professional, because I understand as a server that sometimes we may be inconsistent with punishments that may be too harsh or too lenient sometimes. So we are releasing new rules and guidelines to make sure everyone understands what is right and wrong within the server. So with that, we'll be introducing a free strike policy, similar to how other professional games do. We want to offer people more of a chance to come back from mistakes they make in the server, and we believe this is the best way to do that. As sometimes people make silly mistakes, but they can come back and become better, and that's kind of what we want to aim for. But if not, they can just get banned anyway, so it's not really harmful at all. So depending on the rule you breach, you'll gain some sort of punishment for it, with it being your first offence. However, if you were going to keep on committing that offence, then the punishment will get harder each time. Some rules have harsher punishments than others, meaning that some first offensive have higher bans than others due to us making sure the server is moderated well. So for example, someone saying slurs might get like a longer ban for their first offence rather than someone who just does a reference that isn't as deep. Well, I also want to make it clear as well that KOS players is strictly for like breaches and RP rules rather than like rules, whereas like temp ban logs for like rules such as like the code of conduct, harassment and all that stuff. KOS is more stuff like raiding and, you know, stuff like that, because realistically people who are raiding are playing the server as much as you are, so as long as they are not harassing people and respecting like the actual rules, then they aren't going to catch bans, they're just going to be KOS. So I just want to kind of make it clear what KOS plays is for. KOS plays is an RP thing, bans and suspensions are rules, they're rules. So the new rules and punishments will be put on the server for people to view, so it's important we all follow rules to make sure the server is a safe and enjoyable place to be. With us having clearer guidelines too, it will allow for more professional punishments that are correct, and will also allow people to get away with less due to the rules being more clear. So let's say if you see someone do something, you can go up the guideline, instantly match it to what it says, and you can have it clear and no one can argue it. Certain rules that are a direct breach in a person's safety will remain as perms on the first offence, with us having a zero tolerance for that. Also, from now on, we will not be giving out rank resets when a player is suspended, temp banned from the server. And we are doing that because when you get a rank reset, it takes the punishment to a whole other level on top of the suspension, ultimately eliminating any motivation a player has to come back. And I know you may argue that they shouldn't just take the offence, but the whole aim of this is to ensure that players are offered a chance to come back after the mistake. So they aren't going to take that chance if their progress was wiped. So we are leaving demotions up to the discretion of regiments from now on whenever someone gets temp banned. So let's say if someone's a warrant officer, they get temp banned, and then Firefest, and Firefest will decide if they want to demote him, and if they do, how far they want to demote him, rather than just a full-on boom reset. We want to make sure players have something to come back to so that they can pick up from where they left off, rather than being angry and salty, so they have less meaning to make the same mistake again. Because yeah, if you just get your whole progress wiped, you're really not going to care anymore, and you're going to come back, you're just going to start breaking those rules again. So it's kind of in support of making sure that people are able to get that chance fully. So with that being said, we understand over the past year punishments have been all over the place. So with this new system being about second chances, we want to invite everyone to get another chance within the server. With us being a fresh server, we'll have a clean ban list, allowing people to come back as long as they acknowledge and follow the rules. If not, they will be banned according to the new rules. And for those individuals who have committed serious offences against people's safety, they will not be allowed back in the new server and will be remained banned. So people who are blacklisted will remain blacklisted unless they were blacklisted for a non-severe offence. As we understand, a lot of people have been banned for reasons that may be stupid. Most of them probably aren't stupid, but some of them are there. So it's just about, you know, giving people a chance, because it can really pay off and it could really turn into something great. And at the end of the day, if they don't follow the rules, they're just going to be banned anyway, so it'll be like they never came back. But at least we tried at the end of the day. And those people who like are truly harmful to the server, who have like commit crimes against people's safety, such as leaking some personal information, will not be allowed back at all. Like, that's just not happening. I'm not going to talk on this because it doesn't need much of an introduction, but as mostly everyone knows how League works, but I just want to confirm that League is coming back, so look forward to that. It'll be coming back in the coming week or two. So that is everything that is happening in 2.0. We understand there is a lot to take in, but these changes are being made to better the server and to ensure it has a future. As you can see, we've carefully come up with a strategy to make this update as effective as possible. So we hope to see lots of growth within the server in the coming weeks, and we are excited to add onto this vision. This will only be achievable with you all by our side, so I am asking for the community to unite together so we can reach our full potential as a server. Welcome those new players and be there to boost the server. Just by being here, you are doing so much to help the server, and I will be eternally grateful. So that's what we've got. We've got new strategies to boost the server. We've got new updates such as the joint map. We've got changes to how ranks work, how training works to help the server grow, and we've got plans to introduce a fully fledged Separatist side. So, pretty insane. If you have any questions though, feel free to leave them in the comments or ask around. But I would like to thank you all for the continuing support and for being here with us, and we are so excited to start this new era with you all. I hope you guys enjoy the update, and I hope it does great things for the server. Thank you, goodbye, and may the Force be with you. Destroying Vader has resulted in destruction of our universe and timeline, so we are creating a new one from zero.